Across the web, over the hill, and under the rug. Puntland. Puntland.
Thanks for doing the interview with us on Puntland. When did you first get interested in art?
4 years old.
4 years old.
I can actually remember the moment when it struck me. I was 4 years old and I was watching a TV program out of Philadelphia that was being broadcast in Detroit called Diver Dan. And it was this silly thing where this guy in this diving helmet was filmed from behind a big giant aquarium. And they had puppet fish. And so the puppets and the art all came together because I would draw coloring crayon pictures of my favorite characters, and I would send them to my aunt, who loved my artwork. And that's when I decided I wanted to be an artist someday, and also I wanted to be involved in this stuff, the puppets.
What inspires you to make something?
Oh boy, everything. It can be the smallest detail. Sometimes it can be something as stupid as sitting on the john and all of a sudden an idea comes. Sometimes ideas come out of, well here for instance, here's a good example. This little guy here, this is little Mikey Macaroni, miniature Mikey Macaroni, and this sculpt is for a hard ventriloquist figure. And this came out of an idea I had. There's a thing in performance called a dummy's dummy. It's a little tiny guy that sits on the dummy's lap. And I always wanted to make one of those. And I happened to be thinking about it one day, and I had an armature about the right size, and I just got this vision in my head. It's got this very classic 1950s look with the
Sure.
gabardine suit and
It's a
whatnot.
howdy-doody.
Yeah, it's sort of a howdy-doody era thing. The red hair and everything. And this harkens back to the classic Irish dummies of the 1950s. That was really the golden era where the influence of Edgar Bergen out of the 30s into the 50s, and then the new kid on the block who was Paul Winchell, and also Jimmy Nelson. All three of these guys were using these Irish characters. Edgar Bergen used Charlie McCarthy. That was his famous top-hatted dummy with the monocle. He was a wise guy character. And then Jimmy Nelson used a little guy named Danny O'Day, another Irish puppet. And then Paul Winchell had Jerry Mahoney. And he had the red hair and the gabardine suit. So some of this design comes from each one of these guys. There's a little bit of each one of those puppets into this.
What is your favorite piece?
The thing is, it's always the next one. In this particular case, this little guy is one of them. This other one is another one I'm working on for production now. And this one's going to be a hard figure, and it will be done in a silicone mold. This one's going to be a latex figure, like these guys here. They're made out of rubber. This is Captain Clueless. He's a very large puppet, and he's probably my favorite of all the ones I've done over the last couple of years. And he's got one of these voices like this. May I help you, citizen? He just thinks he's the cat's rear end, and he's anything but. He's pretty clueless. Here's one I recently built for a customer, and we'll be putting this one into production. It's called Ducat, D-A-C-A-T, Ducat. And his real name is Al E. Cat. He's a tough little New Jersey cat, and he's latex. This is a latex head, latex body, and then all the rest of this is foam construction with fun fur. And this one's got moving eyebrows and a moving mouth. Got his own little cigarette there. Kids don't do that at home either. And now I built this guy originally for a collector. There's a collector in this area that I build for. Built a couple puppets for him. Liked it so much I decided we're gonna make this one available to everybody. It's a lot of work, I'm telling you. Yeah, crap. Got a light. Now this guy is latex head, latex body, custom made costume, foam cut feathers, and he's got his own little plastic peg leg, foam cut feet, and plastic nails. There was a bit that we did where the eye popped out, and all of a sudden, like that. Hello. Would you mind? Do I have to? Please. This is so gross. Thank you. This guy is Chico the cabbie. Yeah, Chico the cabbie. How you doing? Hey, I drive the cab in New York. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now this one's got some moving features on that I'm working on currently. Got the moving eyes. Let's see, he's got And the eyebrows move. Yeah, well, you were asking before about belly buttons.
Okay.
These guys have belly buttons. I do a lot of that. Somebody asked me about that recently, and I really hadn't stopped to think about it, but it's one of those goofy things that I think are kind of a hallmark of my work. There's something about a belly sticking out with a little outie. It's part outie and part innie. I mean, it's pretty deep. I can get my finger in there. That's actually how I sculpted it. I did it with my finger, just like that. So, yeah, a lot of my characters have belly buttons for some odd reason. It's little details like that can really make the difference. I've seen a lot of characters out there, the face is great, but the rest of the body just kind of falls apart and it's just sort of thrown together. I don't like that. I think the character has to be whole. And when he's sitting, he's got to have an agenda. The whole idea behind, for me, designing and developing a character, it's similar to how an actor approaches a character on stage. The character has to look as if it's thinking, just sitting still. He's got to look like something's going on in his noggin. I mean, how many times have you seen those pictures of a dummy sitting over in a corner or a puppet and the eyes are like this? And you know what I'm saying? It's got this blank stare off into space, and there doesn't seem to be anything going on until someone puts its hand inside the puppet. And I prefer it so that the puppets are already speaking to you without doing a thing. You know, wherever you go in my different sections of studio, you're going to find a mess. No matter how organized I can get this place completely cleaned up, and 5 minutes later, it looks like a bomb went off. I have found by and large that most puppet guys and girls are like this. And I don't know if it's the ADHD rising, but it seems like we've always got 1,000 projects going on at once. Now I multitask, so I've got tons of things going on at one time. And it tends to create an explosion in the workplace. I probably spend at least half my time looking for things.
I'd say it's absolutely ordered chaos.
Yeah, someone else had made a similar comment, and that's being gracious.
Great.
I think we're all like that, and to a degree, almost every one of us are artist plus mad scientist. You know, we're any of the puppet people. We're always searching for new ways to make things, new ways to present this moving, seemingly alive art. And you know, to that end, we're always tinkering with things and making little eyeball apparatuses and winkers and moving ears and whatever. And we jump from one project to the next, and so there's always this debris.
Sugar my tinders. Yeah, I'm hungry. Got a cracker?